Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we are unpacking an absolutely monumental shift in how we find information online, straight from Google's recent developers conference. We're diving deep into the evolution of search, artificial intelligence, and honestly, how our everyday digital interactions are about to fundamentally change forever.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the intelligent search box, then compare keyword versus conversational search. After that, we'll look at eating the publisher's lunch, discuss AI guardrails and privacy, check out the smart glasses revival, and finally end on the ultimate question, trust.
All right, part one, the intelligent search box and how we're expanding the iconic interface.
Think about your daily routine for a second. For most of us, jumping on the web starts with that simple, clean, incredibly iconic Google search bar. Am I right? I mean, it has sat there largely untouched for more than 25 years simply because it worked perfectly. It was hands down the undisputed best tool for navigating the internet. But now, that interface is fundamentally changing. Google is taking AI and dropping it right at the absolute center of this experience. This is a historic tech milestone, guys. The search bar is no longer just a doorway to other websites. It's literally becoming a destination in itself.
Let's move to section 2 and see how this builds. Keyword versus conversational search, a totally new way to ask.
So what does this actually mean for us as everyday users? Well, for a quarter of a century, we've relied on traditional keyword searching. You know the drill, typing in short, specific keywords and just scanning through a sea of blue links. But with this update, the box is going to physically expand on your screen to make room for conversational queries. Instead of typing some robotic phrase like "Best Pizza Chicago," you can type out a lengthy, super detailed prompt like, "Plan a 3-day itinerary in Chicago for a family of 4 that loves deep dish pizza and history, but absolutely hates large crowds." It's a completely new, far more intuitive way to interact with the internet. You're finally talking to the search engine instead of just coding instructions for it.
And it gets better, because search isn't just about text anymore. With this intelligent text box, we're talking multimodal inputs. You can drop images, videos, audio files, or even massive PDFs right into your prompt. You can literally ask Google to analyze a video or pull specific data from a 100-page document right there in the search interface. It completely bridges the gap between the text we type and the media we consume. It turns the search bar into this all-in-one analysis tool.
Which brings us to section 3, eating the publisher's lunch and the real impact on creators.
Now, a technological shift of this magnitude, it always creates ripples across the broader web. Mashable's tech editor, Tim Worth, actually hit the nail on the head. He pointed out, news publishers are a bit nervous about this one, Google increasingly eating their lunch. It's a stark analogy, sure, but it perfectly captures the rising tension right now for digital content creators, journalists, and online businesses. So the crucial point here is the fundamental conflict between traditional publisher value and these new AI-generated search answers. Look at it this way. Historically, publishers created value by writing great content, and Google rewarded them by funneling user clicks straight to their websites. But now, if the AI agent is smart enough to read the web and answer your massive, complex prompts directly inside the search box, well, you never actually have to click through to the publisher's site to get your answer. This creates some very real friction. If creators aren't getting clicks, they lose ad revenue. And if they lose ad revenue, who's going to fund the creation of the original information that the AI needs to learn from in the first place? It's a super delicate ecosystem, and right now, it is absolutely at risk.
Moving on to section 4, AI guardrails and privacy. Essentially, who holds the power?
Now, what's really interesting about this next step is that as AI agents get smart enough to browse and answer for you, they're also getting smart enough to act on your behalf, like making actual financial purchases. So guardrails are absolutely critical. Blake Barnes, the VP of Product at Gmail, addressed this head-on when talking about Google's new shopping agents. He said, "We're treating it like a teenager with their first debit card."
Let's break down exactly what that rollout strategy looks like in practice. Step 1. You, the user, approve literally everything initially. Google wants to make it clear that privacy rules remain incredibly strict and entirely in your control. You choose exactly how much access the AI gets to your accounts. Then, step 2. The AI agent slowly becomes more powerful over time as it learns your habits and, more importantly, earns your trust. This is their way of safely introducing intelligent search agents. But make no mistake, this isn't just a software update. It is a massive psychological shift. Google has to prove these agents won't accidentally buy the wrong flight, fire off an incorrect email, or mismanage your bank account before we ever grant them full autonomy.
Section 5, the smart glasses revival. This is where hardware meets AI.
Okay, so at the conference, we got our first glimpse of a really fascinating hardware collaboration between Google and Samsung that's launching this fall. And you can forget those clunky, awkward headsets from a decade ago. These are being billed as audio glasses. They're powered directly by Google's Gemini AI, meaning you can just casually talk to them, ask any question, and Gemini whispers the answer right into your ear. Crucially, there's no built-in visual display. By teaming up with trendy eyewear brands like Gentle Monster and Warby Parker, the focus here is completely on a stylish, discreet design. They're meant to seamlessly blend in, rather than loudly screaming, "Hey, look at me, I'm wearing smart tech."
However, we have to balance this cool, seamless eyewear against a very real historical problem: 24/7 camera privacy concerns. If you remember the rollout of the original Google Glass years ago, it was incredibly controversial. People had intense fears about the invasion of public privacy, fears that unfortunately even escalated to acts of violence against wearers in places like bars. So while Silicon Valley is pushing incredibly hard for this new discrete technology, it brings those exact same fundamental privacy concerns right back to the surface. We're talking about cameras seamlessly hiding in plain sight.
And that brings us to our final section, number 6, the ultimate question, which is, of course, trust.
The tech is officially here. That 25-year-old search bar is evolving into a conversational powerhouse, and the hardware looks better than it ever has. But the ultimate question remains: are we really going to accept cameras in our face 24/7? Are we genuinely comfortable trusting an AI to scrape publisher content, handle our financial purchases, and constantly observe the world around us? As society navigates this incredible technological leap, the whole shebang comes down to how much trust we are willing to put into these systems. And right now, that is an entirely open question. Thanks for hanging out for this explainer. I really hope it helped you wrap your head around the monumental shifts happening right in front of us.